I wanted to bring this moment about something that happened yesterday to you guys as a really teachable moment, because you kind of got to see it play out in real time. So I want to show you this. Okay, so I want to explain this to you. So this is Zay Flowers. He plays for the Ravens. Younger player, great player. Great addition to the team, really makes a difference in the team. But I want to talk to you about how emotions can control you if you're not working on controlling those emotions and calming down just a smidge. Because this, you don't have to be a football player, by the way. But I want to use this example so you can kind of understand the concept of emotions. Now, I'm also quite aware, as a person who has ADHD, who has OCD, who has severe anxiety disorder, I understand that there are some things that make harnessing and controlling your emotions a little bit harder. Don't allow yourself to say, I have this and I can't do it, because then you're going to victim mentality. You can do it. You're just going to have to really make maybe more of an effort than a lot of people have to make. And that's okay. When you'd be surprised. A lot of people have a lot of things going on. Okay. So I want to talk to you about this. So over here in this, you can see where he's standing over somebody. He just made a great play and really feeling himself. Like, it was a great play. But he's like, he got taunting. He got penalized for taunting because dude's down on the ground. Like, it's very threatening, I guess, in a way. And that was him feeling really good about himself. A little bit of ego happened in there, a lot of bit of ego. And he was pleased with himself, but he did not think about what that was supposed to look like. Like, he literally did not allow himself to go, okay, that's right. I mean, he's allowed to go, you know what I mean? But you don't, like, you're allowed to, like, you see people who not spike the ball, but they kind of like throw the ball, or they kind of have dances and stuff like that. They're excited. It becomes problematic where you allow the ego to kick in, and then you're doing an action based in emotional control. Now, fast forward ahead a little bit more into the game. This right here, see that right there? See how you're like, oh my God, he's making a touchdown. He is, until he wasn't. No, he fumbled. Can you believe that? Fumbled the ball in the end zone, fumbled the ball. So a little bit ago, he was like, king of the mountain. Oh my God, you just essentially, for some people, they're going to tell you that cost them the game, or at least the tie. Okay. Well, what does that do? Within a matter of 12 minutes, and less than that within, football time, 12 minutes, you know what that means. You went from being top of the mountain emotions to, oh my God, emotions. There was a lot in both areas because he was really upset about this. And your emotions, you're allowed to have emotions. You're allowed to have your feelings. You are not allowed to project them onto other people. And you're not allowed to sit there. You're not allowed to beat yourself up over your emotions either, because your emotions aren't facts. Your thoughts aren't facts. Your emotions aren't facts. They're real to you in the moment, but they're waves. They're not going to, they change. They're not static, right? But I wanted to use this because it was a prime example of two really opposite situations happening in both of those situations. Because in that moment when he fumbled, I mean, he was disappointed in himself, but they showed him, like, you know, later. And again, you're allowed to feel some kind of way, but I mean, he was salty. He was salty, but you weren't before. So think about what that does inside of you. Think about the conflicting pull that you have. And it's important that you understand that when you feel big, when you have those big moods, big energies, right? When all that kind of happens, you have to understand what's going on. Okay? Is that emotional dysregulation, because it's a dysregulation, good, bad, or indifferent. It's not abnormal to feel your feelings. Some people don't feel their feelings. I don't want you to do that. It's not abnormal to do that. It's about allowing yourself to know, hey, this explosive mood, good, bad, or indifferent, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do with it. That's why you have to learn the regulation strategies. You have to learn the techniques. It is not overnight, but you have to be willing to do that. But that's why I was like, oh, I want to tell you guys about this, because it literally just happened. Right? So even if you do something really amazing and you get really excited about something, that does not give you permission to be a jerk. You can't be a jerk. Okay? We all have jerk tendencies. You can't do something awesome and then your ego kick in and it's like, I'm better than you, you suck. Because you know what? He had a lot of what we call egg on his face later on. It's not abnormal for you to, fine, it was a mishap. He's a human being. Okay, could it have cost the game? Probably. But guess what? You're going to have a Super Bowl and it all starts blank again. All again. Yes, you go for, I'm a big, massive football fanatic. So, okay, Super Bowl set. Super Bowl ends. Everybody's back on the same playing field. That's great. You won last year. Yay, Super Bowl rings, nice shirts, nice hats. A little bit of extra money. Somebody's going to DC. My God. I don't think anybody's going to DC. Oh my God, that's funny. Somebody's going to Disney World. Very different from DC. And somebody's getting an MVP card. And we get to see Usher perform. I'm really excited about that. But at the end of the day, if you beat yourself up for your emotions, beat yourself up for displaying your emotions, it's not going to benefit you at all. So you process it, you ask yourself what you learned from it, and then you learn more of the coping skills and strategies. But you got to know it's a lengthy process. You've got to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You got to allow yourself to be in that space. I want you to celebrate and be happy. I want you to accept when you're not feeling great or when you're disappointed. Those are two great things. But you got to be careful on how you let them control you. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't control your emotions, they will 1000% control you. So it's about working on that, working on your past traumas, working on the skills that you need, especially if you have other neurodivergent issues, but it is possible. All right. But again, don't let them take you over because it doesn't ever end up as the way you want it to.